Thank you very much, one and all, and honored guests. I'm more than honored to be here. That's not easy to follow, so you're going to have to give me a minute. But what I wanted to say most of all to all of you is that you all embody what my father was about. You have to excuse me. But the thing that was most important to him after he came off a tour was his private sector life. And to be such a great champion on the golf course with the record that he had, and to turn that into his fervor for his teaching career, for every day getting up and wanting to be, as it said in this wonderful piece, better than he was the day before. And he never, ever quit giving back to the game that he loved. And I brought a present for all of you and for Jason, who we haven't met. I brought this because I think that this most exemplifies what my father was about, and I hope that this will hang in a place of honor. This is Mr. Paul Runyan doing his best Harvey Penick imitation 1 week, almost to the hour, before he passed away. And I hope you all can see this sometime. He was a wonderful man, a wonderful father, and he would be really, really honored to be in the group that's here tonight and those that have been honored, particularly in the Lifetime Membership Award. And I just don't know what else to say except I am deeply honored to have been called upon. If it wasn't for John Burchard here that let everybody know I was out there in the desert. And my dad has some wonderful, wonderful friends here in the Rileys and the time he spent in Annandale and La Jolla Country Club. He never quit loving the teaching, the business, and everything about the game. And that's the thing that's so wonderful about all of you, is that you carry on that honor and exemplify everything that this game is about. And I thank you deeply, and he would be so honored about this. And this is for all of you. Thank you very, very much.
As well as an honorary member of the Southern California PGA, Mr. Pat Riley.
Thank you. You know, the game of golf is a little bit slow right now. But guys like Paul Runyan never saw things slow. I was in the Atlanta airport, the old Atlanta airport, coming from the Club Pro Championship one year. And Paul was coming back on a people-to-people tour. This is the old Atlanta airport. I speak a little funny because I'm having some teeth problems, so excuse me. But anyway, there's Paul over in the corner with about 30 people giving him a golf lesson in the Atlanta airport, the old Atlanta airport. The other thing about Paul Runyan, as his son just mentioned, there's no dog in that pony. We played probably once or twice a month for 18 years. We had a group of guys. We played in foursome. And Paul was the kind of guy that he'd go out, and if he won money, he would put it on the table. He didn't drink. He'd put it on the table, and you could drink it up, and then he'd leave because he was married to a wonderful lady by the name of Bernice at that time. Bernice Harbers. They were friends before her husband died. So this one day we're out there playing, and Paul's goal, he always had goals. Paul told me, you can never be the best. You can only be better. And every year he tried to rededicate himself to start from the beginning. Now here's the epitome of a golf professional, telling me that every year at the La Jolla Country Club, where he was at the time, he'd start all over again. Paul taught down at the Arroyo Seco public golf course. all the time I was at Annandale. But anyway, we're out there playing. Paul's goal was to be in the Guinness Book of Records. He was 92 at the time, and I think he had to be like 17. He had to be 17 under his age in score. He gets to the 18th hole at Annandale, and he's probably, as Byron Nelson said, he's probably the greatest fairway wood player he ever saw. He was really upset about Sam Snead by virtue of the fact that he beat him 9-7. Paul Runyan was 14 under. How's that? He drilled him. He drilled him with that particular club. Anyway, he gets to the 18th hole. Annandale has a 4-wood to the green. It's a 5-par. Paul's got to make 4 to be in the Guinness Book of Records. Paul didn't take a lot of time to play golf, but he took a little time on this one. And he yanked it over in the little grass bunker on the left-hand side. And Bob Gustafson and the other 2 guys that we were with said he'll probably chip it in. He bladed it. Went over the green, ended up making 6. So Paul would immediately go up. He never kept his clubs in the shop. He always put them in the back of the car because he was teaching. Touchdown at the Arroyo Seco. And so it's in the wintertime. It gets to be like 5 o'clock and it's dark. Where's Paul? Paul won that day. Typically, Paul would throw the money down. We were worried about him. So I called down the shop to Bill Carney, who worked for me at the time, and I said, hey, where's Mr. Runyan? He said, I don't know, Pat. As soon as he came off the golf course, he threw his clubs on a cart and went up on top of the hill. I think he's still up there. I said, it's dark, Bill. I said, send the cart up for me. So I go up on the hill. Here's Paul. He's up there, and he's got a shot, probably 155 yards. And he'd been there since we finished, which was a little bit after 4. He'd been there for an hour hitting shots. I said, what's going on, Paul? He said, Pat, I never used to miss those shots. And this was really an important one to me. Please don't bother me. So about 5 minutes later, he comes down, throws his money on the table, and leaves. That's vintage Paul Runyan. There's no dog in that pony. He never gave up. He was one of the nicest, kindest, most gentlemanly people I've ever met in my entire life. It was an honor and a privilege to know your dad.
Thank you, Pat. I just wanted to say one other thing, and this directed at Monica with the Callaway Company. He was never prouder than when he was working for your company. When Ely knew what he had in those old gentlemen, the knowledge they had, the times I took him out there to the test site, and they'd gather around him and talk to him about the latest designs. And I want to thank you through the Callaway Company, for the years that you supported those guys. He was never prouder getting that paycheck from you guys, really. Thank you.